Good evening and welcome to Laguna Seca for round 2 of Season 6 of AF1. We're in the Formula Americas 2020 cars. We have around about 20 people, all very worried about them under turn 1 at the start of this race. But hopefully you'll see why very soon. Let's go back to the live broadcast and let's take a look at the current standings. We've got Fulinix on top of the practice times at the minute. We've got 10 minutes left in this practice session. Just about. He's going into the pits. João Vicente Guerra is just behind that, about 300ths down. So this could be very close come qualifying. This is all on one lap pace, of course. Then we have Ludwig Eriksson, P3, and last week's race winner, Jack Olivier, P4. The league organiser has once again forgotten to change Jack Olivier's name to the correct one. Domingo's currently P5, then Alberto White, who is joining for, I think it's the first time this week. Then Ali Yardimja, Matti Labiak, Mario Fonseca, and Miguel Costa. So we've got now 20 drivers all here from lots of different teams. We'll take you through the teams again. I think there's been a couple of changes from last week, maybe, but I can't remember them. So let's take you through those changes. We start off with the Turkish Torpedoes car. It's AF1 Season 3 champions Daniel Ricciardo and Crab Paulson in the matte black and red Turk Telecom sponsored cars. Last week they were hoping that Turk Telecom sponsorship would help them not have Turkish fibre moments. Yeah, that failed. Daniel Ricciardo went out very early on. He only completed 6 laps in the end, and that's only because he came back. Then his Spaniard racing team, Toco Patobo and Juan Manuel Gutierrez. Neither of them were taking part last week. Juan is here at the minute. He's currently P16 without a representative lap time set. They're racing in the 2012 style livery of HRT with the white, gold and orange and a bit of red. So look out for Juan in the 24 car. Mission Winnow also racing in a black and red car, just like Turkish Torpedoes. They've got Diego Domingo, who's currently P5 in the number 10, and Lukey Smooky, currently P9 in the number 12 car, with the Mission Winnow sponsorship on the sides, and a couple of Lucky Strike tags as well. They're looking pretty strong. They missed out on the AF3 Season 4 title by just 8 points. Then we have Carolina Racing, Sharbatron in the 34, and I Redacted in the 42. I Redacted currently P13. Is he actually running with the skin? I can't see if he's running with the skin. It says it looks like a Jordan car on the ovals. On road courses, they're running a purple and black skin. Then we have the Blue Devils racing cars, Jake Wilson in the 95 and Mick Stroll in the 99. Both of those drivers have had their moments. They've shown pace in other series, but right here they're seeming midfield teams at the minute based on the performance at Sebring. They're racing in the Oreo livery with the Oreo tyres. Then we have Macca Racing, Ludwig Eriksson and Jack Olivier. They are the championship leaders by quite some margin, first and third in Sebring last weekend. The win, as I said earlier, for Jack Olivier and Ludwig Eriksson finishing in third place. They're looking strong again today. Olivier currently P2 in the standings and Eriksson P4. That'll be enough to keep them in the title hunt. Poor Energy Racing. They were looking really strong on the ovals for Lucas Weber and Ali Yardimja, but it just didn't come off when we came to the road courses. Ali Yardimja currently in P6, however, so fortunes may be starting to turn. And again, Lucas Weber hasn't arrived for this race. 76 and 92. 92 the one to look out for today for those cars. Then we have the Moas Racing cars, who are actually working this week at last. Mario Fonseca in the 14 and Trader Joe in the 19, with sort of the blue and purple and orange and a bit of green, and it's a mishmash of all sorts of cars, but it's great. It's a really nice livery. They're in the 14 and the 19, as I say. Fonseca had his moments in, I think, running midfield last week in Sebring. Team Shenzi, Benjamin Garcia and Dana, the 32 and the 74. Garcia and Dana are both not here today, but they would be in the blue and, on the road courses, orange. The sister team of these guys, Team Mongols, Andrea De Noia in the 25 and Felipe Contreras in the 56. Again, neither of them are actually here today. So they're completely pointless. But they are the AF3 Season 3 champions, the reigning champions. Only a few teams left. Then we have River Racing, the most successful team on the grid. Miguel Soto in 35 and Matty Leibach in the 621. AF2 Season 2 and AF3 Season 2 champions in the traditional British Racing green and black liveries. At the minute, Leibach P7 and by Mythic P13. Similar pace, but we all remember last week, everyone that was watching may remember last week, Leibach charging through the field at the very start of the race, from P6 to P2. Wolf Team Racing, Mattia Suriano and Alexandra Boltashu. Both of them are actually are here today. Hopefully they'll get some good pace. Suriano hasn't managed to set a lap yet, but Boltashu, on the other hand, has been looking strong in some of the open practice sessions, but he is coming out of the server. His current best time would put him P7. Then we have the Squeaky Wheels cars, Jake Feimster and Ben Hayes. Jake Feimster running the Ferrari livery, I think, today. No, he's running the NART car. Ben Hayes is not here either. There's a few key drivers missing. Then we have High Performance Automotive, Sleepy in the number 6, who's not here today, and Miguel Costa in the 52, who is currently P12. Good performance from him so far. So there we have it. They are your 15 teams for this AF1 season. We'll take it back to the live broadcast. We're approaching the last 5 minutes of this qualifying session. There is Jake Feimster, currently P18. He hasn't set a lap yet, so let's ride on board with him as he goes around a lap of this. Actually, who's going to cross the line next? I don't know. Who's going to cross the line next? Let's take a look at Matty Leibach. He's coming up next. So ride on board with him for a lap of this Laguna Seca circuit. It's uphill at the start and over a blind crest, ready for the braking zone at the Andretti hairpin. Pull in as tight as you can. Brake it around about the 2 mark. Just 2 if you're brave. Keep it tight through there. And get on the power as early as possible for the run down to turn 3. Pretty much a 90-degree right-hander, but watch out for the sausage curve on the inside. That will be a key piece of information for later on, trust me. Trying to go too wide on the exit, turn 4, or the dirt, the desert, will really slow you down. Then turn 5, swoop it in. Second gear, accelerate straight out, uphill, over a blind crest so you can't see the apex of turn 6 until the very last second. Uphill, climbing towards, you know the one that's coming. It's the corkscrew up next, over a blind crest again. Seems a theme coming up. As a poor energy car spins in front, right, left and then the right, and crashes straight into the side pod of Ali Yardimjer. What a great track demonstration. But coming out of that, normally it would be really fast, probably 3rd gear through, maybe 2nd, through the left-hander of turn 9. Then turn 10 again, swoop it in. Take advantage of the camber, don't dip a wheel into the sand on the exit. And the final corner, the hairpin at turn 11. That AstroTurf on the exit is deadly. Super low grip, but there we go. There's a lap from Matty Leibach to show us round this track. And today we've got... Whoa! Did he clip a cone there? That was strange. I'm trying to remember how many laps it is. I think it's 32. Somebody said it. 38. It's 38 laps today, so it's going to be a much longer race based on the number of laps than it was last week at Sebring. Only 26 laps at Sebring. We're going to have 38 today. And I'm hearing some mutterings from a couple of people, like Ali Yardimjer, for example, who says he'd be more comfortable doing a 2-stop strategy today. So that could come into play today. Some alternate strategies to what we've usually seen. Or super close top 3: Felinix, Olivier, and Guerra up there. Domingo, the only other driver within a second. I misread that. I thought it was 0.051. It's 0.551. Can I get that pinned, please? I want to pin this. There we go. Done. Let's get rid of the onboard stuff. We've got a spin for Iredacted. He's gone off. That's at turn 6. I think he's come together with Matteo Suriano because he's rejoining quite slowly from the corner. He's got now P15. There we go. Track position. It's a much shorter track than Sebring was, and track position is going to be key. But so too is mistakes. I think this driver will be this race will be won by the driver with the fewest mistakes. I think because everyone's going to make those sort of little mistakes that dip a wheel into the sand. And when you dip a wheel into the sand, you get slowed down so much, it's painful. It's like if you, like on old F1 games where you cut the track and you get that sort of 5-second throttle cut. It's like a throttle cut penalty almost. Coming to the end of practice now. We've got a 20-minute qualifying session to come after this. Gutierrez goes to P15 in the lovely-looking HRT car. Ooh, it seems there's some drivers that aren't in the voice chat. They need to be in the voice chat. Not being in the voice chat can be grounds for disqualification for things like safety cars. If you don't know when a safety car is coming out, well, that's 1, cheating, and 2, quite dangerous. For the cars, at least. Jack Olivier is putting a marker down. He's saying to everybody else here, I'm going for this title. We've seen a small appearance from him recently in AF2 back in Daytona, where he won, I believe it was. I think he won the GT class in Daytona. Couple of cars going off by Mythic slow on the exit of turn 5. Feimster improves to P6. A good lap from Jake Feimster. Oh, that's a spin for Diego Domingo up ahead in the number 10. Let's bring up the driver names. Be helpful. So you can see who's who at times. We've got Jack Olivier following him. He's by Mythic. We come to the end of practice now. We'll get traffic in the way of by Mythic. Is he going to let him pass? This is what an overtake's going to look like. Oh, a little punt there. And that'll be the end of practice for Jack Olivier, who did purple sector in the second sector. Purple second sector is the better way of saying that doesn't make it sound like you don't know English. Joao Vicente Guerra improves to P3. Ericsson going through the corkscrew, looking a bit slow. He's taking not exactly the most ideal line. He's taking a bit of a convoluted line, let's say, through that corner. But a couple of corners to go for Ericsson. Garcia improves to P7. Oh, he's rejoined the server, that's why. Feimster improves again to P5. Does Ludwig improve? No, he doesn't. He stays P6. So there's some interesting names in there, I think. Guerra wasn't quite on the pace as he was last week, so back in P3, okay, that's great to see. Jake Feimster, he of course won AF1 Spa back in Season 5. His one and only win, but he's come close. He's had a couple of podiums last season. It's good to see him back up on form. Benjamin Garcia is up there in P7 as well. That's a new name in this season, so we're seeing his pace. Ooh, hello. That's quite a bonk off the barriers there. Are we all in the? I think we're all in the pits pretty much. Yardam just still on track. And then Lukey Smooky P8. He's shown flashes of brilliance in AF3, particularly last season in the Audi TTs. Matty Labiak around where he was last week in Sebring, and Baltashu rounding up the top 10. And a spin for Ali Yardimjer, who had found a personal best in the second sector. And almost a bad rejoin wiping out Matteo Suriano, but a bit too far away. Well, there we go, that's the end of practice. So, who is going to take pole of the 23 drivers we have ready to take on this Laguna Seca track? We're going to have 20 minutes of qualifying, and we're going to, but despite that, track grip's only try that again. Track grip's at 99%. Who's that in white? Oh, it's Jake Holmes. Track grip's still at 99%. So the first few laps will be perhaps not as thanks, that's very helpful. Perhaps not as optimum as it could be. So the first few drivers are excellent pits, including Baltash and Olivia getting really close together. this would be a good time to point out one of the big issues that people might face when it comes to pit stops. This pit exit, you get lulled into this false sense of security. Oh, it's super fast. I'm going to rejoin the track here, and then you don't. You have to go all the way around this really, really tight hairpin. Can you spectate Paulson? This is like season 3 or season 4 all over again. It's all about the crab. Let's take a look at Crab Paulson, who's out on track at the minute with high ping. I will add. There you go. Here is an on board. You see what I mean? It's super tight hairpin down to first gear. Really slow. He's still rejoining the racing line anyway. Like that's still, it's all well and good coming out of rejoining at a slow corner, but if there's no extra white line to stop them from going on the racing line, we're going to see chaos come the race. So Ali Yardimjo will be the first guy to start a lap. Let's get a benchmark going and see, compare how he's going to do on his lap. Brakes down to turn 1, about the 2 mark as I said he would, but you want to pull it in later to get on the power a little. You can probably get on the power earlier if you get it right. You got to moderate the throttle a little bit on exit still. Through turn 3, again a little bit cautious to start off with. Turn 4, definitely not flat, using all the apex, so it's good, looking good so far. Losing all the curve on the exit. Now for turn 5, can you swoop it in right nicely? Yes. If you hook it up, you can be super fast if you hook up that camber just right. Turn 6, avoid that sausage, that will kill you, that's instant death. Up the hill. Pull to the left, and then swoop to the right. Whoa, little rear locking, he's going to spin it again. Just like we saw him doing in practice while Matti Lebiak was commentating. While Matti Lebiak was going through. So he's going to have to wait for Guerra and Gutierrez to go through. And Gutierrez also got Baltashu in the way. Or Baltashu pressuring Juan on this lap. So much so he's gone wide. There we go. Juan's first lap is invalidated as well. Guerra, meanwhile, is in a purple second sector, 23.000. And he goes top with a 10.0. We're expecting 108s, so this is by no means anywhere near the best sort of times we can expect. Phoenix, however, has done a 109.9. Maybe they're doing long runs on this at the start of qualifying, maybe just to get the track work up. I don't know. Maybe to sort of feel out the conditions. But it's Phoenix who's got provisional pole at the minute, one of 109.9. Then Matti Suriani goes to P4 with a 111.2. Costa's in there as well. We're seeing purple sectors from Jack Olivier. He's going to come over the line and does go pole by 0.7 of a second. 109.2 is something more representative of what we sort of expect from a pole time. Crab Paulson has gone off. We're getting the first few laps coming in now then. Baltashu's stopped on track. That's at the corkscrew somewhere. He'll be off to the right of the picture. Oh, Methic having to take to the... There he is. A couple of drivers having to take to the runoff to basically cut the corner. Guerre improves to 109.9, still 0.7 off of Jack Olivier. Phoenix, however, puts in something a bit more, well, a bit closer. 109.371 for Phoenix, instantly stops on track to teleport to the pits. What about Alex Baltash, who's going to come across the line? He's just spun at the corkscrew, however. He did purple apparently the first sector, but I think that's a lie based on those graphics. Phoenix purpled the third sector. Other than that, we're seeing no real fast laps at the minute from the top guys. Who's on a fast lap at the minute? Lukey Smokey's done a pretty good second sector. Personal best for him. It is enough to improve to P10, 111.5. Baltashu has gone green in the first sector. He's done a personal best of 26.7. On Olivier's most recent lap, which is all the data I have, he's done a 26.6, so not far off at all. Smokey and Gutierrez both gone off. Second sector time coming up now. It's a purple for Jack Olivier, a 26.4. So switch back to him later on in his lap. Personal best for Baltashu in the second sector as well. 23.032. One corner to go for Baltashu. This looks like it's going to be an improvement, but will it be enough to move him ahead of P5? Will he go to within a second of Olivier? That's just an achievement in itself for most people. Matthew Layback improves to P7. Meanwhile, Boltashi does improve to P4. Goes into the 109s just by 0.003 of a second. Jack Olivier, however, is looking like he's going to find a 108. He's going to 22.5 in the middle sector, and he's got one corner to go with the car in the way. That is... I don't know who that was, actually. It was a Mission Winnow car, certainly. A 108.9 from Jack Olivier. He goes to P1, or at least stays P1, 0.4 of a second. Has anyone got an answer to that at all? Redacted, the only driver at the minute, setting a green first sector. Currently P17, 4.3 seconds down. Whoa, has to correct, and that'll be off track. Has to correct on the exit of turn 6, which all the drivers have wanted to name Demise Corner. Someone has gone purple in the third sector. Or at least someone is faster in the third sector than Jack Olivier. He's got the first 2 sectors. Has Jack. We're seeing Felinix using the high performance automotive skin today. He is half a tenth off in the first sector, a tenth off in the second sector. But there's time to be found in the third sector, clearly. Is this going to be improvement for Felinix? It is. It's another tenth. 109.2. Still no one able to touch Jack Olivier, though. Little Mia. Hello. Hello, Little Mia. Guerra, however, has done a personal best in the first sector. He's got, however, a Team Shenzi car in the way. Alberto White, fresh off of his AF4 championship, goes to P8. Oh, there's a collision there. That's with Benjamin Garcia at turn 9. Banging wheels. I think, yeah, Garcia was on a slower lap. He should have let him out the way. Jake Wilson's also gone off at turn... yeah, Jake Wilson's also gone off at turn 9. Unrelated. Lukey Smokey's doing a good lap at the minute. He's coming around the final corner. Oh, but he has gone a little wide there. That might have not counted. It didn't. He went invalid. But it would have been a 111.6, which wasn't an improvement. He did a 111.5, his best so far. Crab Paulson and Fonseca, 13th and 14th, making improvements at the minute. They're together. Fonseca's just behind this, in fact. So who will get the better time? Crab Paulson and Fonseca practically matching in the second sector, but Paulson is 0.3 faster in the first sector, so Crab Paulson's looking really good on this lap. Mattia Suriano improves to P8. Any improvement from Crab Paulson? He does improve to P10. Fonseca's going to be next. He improves to P12. Up to the top, Domingo, P6 with a 110.1. Still no movement from the top guys, though. Mick Stroll has also stopped on track, as we saw Paulson do just then as well. Purple middle sector for Jack Olivier, but he's then instantly spun. I'm guessing that was coming out of turn 9, because that's where the second sector line is. Anybody else on a good lap? By Mythic in the River Racing car. We've got 11 minutes left in this qualifying session. We're not even halfway through. Up the hill for By Mythic to the corkscrew. Looks clean and tidy so far. And the lap time does reflect that, but it is 1.2 seconds slower in just that second sector. It's the longest sector. No, it isn't. I lie. The second sector is 23 seconds long. The first sector is 27 seconds long. To the line goes By Mythic. 16th place at the minute. Any improvement? Yes, but stays P16. 111.8. He's now into that midfield pack that sort of stretches from, I would say, about... Yeah, I'd say Boltashu in 4th. No, Guerra in 4th. Well, there's one pack from Guerra to Paulson in 12th, and then one from Costa down to Mythic. Mythic spins at turn 3. 2 drivers with identical times at the minute. Alberto White and Crab Paulson. P11, P12. They're both on a 110.829. Crab Paulson about to start his next lap. Felinix has just done a purple first sector. Looking strong at the minute. He's gone through turn 9. It is a slower second sector. He's not his best, but it's still a 22.6. This could be still pretty good. He's down 200s on pole based on those live timings you're seeing on the screen. Round the final corner for Felinix. Looks pretty good on the exit. Is he going to be enough to take pole? No, it isn't. It's still another improvement, but it is a 109.092. Still a tenth and a half off of pole position. But that purple first sector is certainly a start. And he has done better in the second and third sector, so there's more time to be found for Felix. Matteo Siriano is either coming out of the pit lane. I can't find him. There he is. It says he's purple the first sector. It says he's gone green in the first sector. Alberto White has also gone green in the first sector. He's going to go back to the pits. Oh, back in loose there for Siriano. That'll happen if you change down the gears too quickly. You lose the confidence in the back end. Had to steer away. Excellently saved. I wouldn't have thought you'd keep out of the gravel for that. Has to steer away from that sausage curb on the inside. That's the most evil sausage curb you will ever see. That was Garcia in the Shenzi car going through. Yeah, it's Team Shenzi going through the gravel. Trader Joe's also gone off at the corkscrew, and Felix briefly went off at turn 10. No more laps. No more improvements on laps at the minute. Max for Memes did, but he stays P23 and last. By Mythic is improving. He's currently P. Never mind, he spun it. That's on the exit of turn 6. He's clearly spun it there. He's got some time to spin it back round again. Mixed Troll's gone round again. That's at turn 10. 2 corners from the end. Mixed Troll before that did do a personal best second sector, and I think he's on an outlap as well. He's still. He's just getting. Just start again. Just start again. It's not worth it. Even if you do get it round again, your tyres will be cooked. You won't be able to do another lap. So just start it again. Joao Guerra. Really slow at the minute. I think he's just sort of warming himself up for a lap, get some track space, which he has got. You can see on the map on the right of your picture. The green arrow that's quite small, I suppose. Jack Olivier did purple the first sector, but once again he spun it at turn 9. So he's gone back to the pits to start again. 7.5 minutes left. There's Jack Olivier. Changing down those gears super quick and into turn 2, the Andretti hairpin. Good on the power on the exit. I'll press F3 on this screen, not the browser screen, but there we go. Seeing no really improvements from anybody else. Jake Feimster perhaps is going to improve. He's done a personal best first sector. It's looking strong at the minute. Ali Yardam just had a spin. To the final corner for Jake Feimster. Over the line, does improve, but stays P7. Only just, though. It's about a 100th off. Yes, Diego Domingo has spun. He's on an outlap, though. I think. Or a slow lap, at least. Guerra has done a personal best first sector, 26.6. But that's turn 1. That's important. Okay, I'm ignoring that. The timing screens are lying to me. Jake Wilson on a personal best at the minute. Currently P19. Crab Paulson currently P13 for Turkish Torpedoes. I say that because his teammate Arda is in the Twitch chat at the minute. Crab Paulson and Costa have both spun around. Were they related? I don't know. I don't think they were. Here's Max Vermeens driving Arda's car. Currently with the slowest time, but still in the pack. It's actually quite close for P20. Oh no, it's P20. It's really quite close for P20. Vermees on a 113.079. Then we've got Trader Joe 6,000s back. Gutierrez 400s back from that. And Redacted a couple of tenths back from that. This is tight battles all the way through the field. Oh, Vermees going round at turn 6. Mixed Troll going round at that's at turn 3. He's going to have to reverse carefully because he's got some cars going past, including Ali Yardinger in one of the Poor Energy racing cars. Improvements again for Jack Olivier. He did improve in the first sector. He's slow in the second sector, though. Is this going to be enough to improve his time? It does slightly, only by about 0.08 of a second. P1 still for Jack Olivier. No one touching him at the minute. Felix, next closest, a quarter of a second back. I'd love to see this be a Drivers' Championship battle between Olivier and Felix. I don't want to see one driver pulling away with it, because that's just boring. I want to see a fight, as I'm sure you do as well. for Linux. He's on a lap at the minute. He's slower in the first two sectors than his personal best. So maybe a blinding third sector? No improvement. 109.2. Couple of tenths off of where his best is at the minute. Jack Olivier again purples the first sector with a 26.264. So he's got another one. He's finding more time all the time. He's finding more time consistently. Crab Paulson's had to leave the server for some reason. Benjamin Garcia improves to P15. Vicente Guerra improves to P3. He's getting in the mix now. He's getting closer, but still 7 tenths off. It's really close between Guerra, Domingo and Ericsson. Only about a tenth separating those three drivers. 4 minutes left. Running out of time to improve your laps. Jack Olivier is going to come to the final corner again. 26.264 was apparently purple in the first sector, but he was slower in the second sector by about... Oh, he's about 2 seconds down, so he's a long way down. 16.7. Jake Feimster has spun. That's at turn number 3. Felinix has found time. This is looking strong. He's 94 thousandths down, but he's got someone in the way. He has that. Who was that? I think that was Suriano. Yeah, it was Matteo Suriano was just in the way. A bit of traffic at the end of that. Put pay to a really good lap that would have put him within a tenth of Jack Olivier, who was again found more time in that first sector, another 5 thousandths. Right on the edge through that turn 6. Unbelievable pace. Braking for the corkscrew. Again, using everything. Inch perfect. Turn 9 seems to be his kryptonite, though. He's kept it together. Or was it turn 10? I don't know. He's slower through the second sector, but it is still a decent time. To the final corner. Looks like it's going to be a time. Is it 1:07 perhaps? It's a 1:06. A 1:06. Lucas Weber's joining. Way! We're going to have 2 Port Energy racing cars today. Even though Lucas will be starting from the back. But what about the other guys behind that? Nobody is... Baltasci just improved to P5, but other than that, no one's really making any improvements. Trader Joe, Suriano, Mythic all going off at various points, at very crucial points in this session. Mythic, currently blocking the track on the exit of turn 6. That's a get out of the way, yeah. 2 minutes left in the session. So the final run should be starting right about now. Baltasci's gone off as well, and so is Redacted, and so is Alberto White. Everyone's crashing at the last second. You would think by this point, you know, track grip is now 101% if you believe what it says at the top right hand of the screen. You'd think everybody would be comfortable with the track conditions now, but no, they're pushing, they're finding the limits, they're going over the limits, and they're binning it. Which makes it very exciting watching for us if you can catch it. However, Fonseca and Jarnumjer both making improvements. Fonseca, Jarnumjer is ahead of this, so we'll go to him first. He is going to have another attempt at setting a lap. Fonseca, however, has spun, and so is Jake Feimster. And it's at that point where you need to be going like now if you want to have time to do... oh no, Jarnumjer's losing the back end. He's kept it together. Is it going to be enough of an improvement to improve from P11? He did a slower second sector, it seems, but no improvement. 110.7, but he's got the tie in. He's got the time and he's got the tyre, so maybe do even 2 more laps if he can have if he has the fuel for it. Trader Joe's gone round. At this point, if you make a mistake, that's it. That's your qualifying done. That's the best improvement you're going to make. There's a whole queue of cars, starting with Garcia. It goes Garcia, Jarnumjer, Fonseca, Ericsson, Lebiak, Feimster, Baltasci. Feimster's left the pit lane with not enough time left, I think, to start a lap. Unless he does something superhuman and just sort of launches it over the corkscrew and lands, you know, safely. Which I doubt's going to happen. Diego Domingo is coming over the line next. He does improve but stays P4. 109.489 from him. Behind that, Jack Olivier. Any improvement from him? No improvement. He'll be starting his last lap now. Max Vermeems does improve. Stays P21 with 112.850. Garcia has spun. I Redacted currently last. And stays that way for now. Lucas Weber sets a 221, so that's his outlap done. And he's off on his one and only attempt, so keep an eye on him. Miguel Costa, he's spun on the exit of turn 5. Long way off the exit of turn 4, rather. Yardam just gone round again. That's at the final corner for the second time. He needs to shift that brake bounce a little bit, because it seems he's losing the back end into slow corners. He saw it at the corkscrew as well. Something's off with the balance of that car. Vicente Guerra has gone off as well. Baltasci improves to P4. Lebiak improves to P5. It was P4, now P5. Jack Olivier coming up to the corkscrew. Apparently he's up 2/10 on his best time. And that's true, he's found a 26.1, but he's slower through the second sector, 22.4 through there. Currently it's Jacques-Olivier on pole, and currently no one else is anywhere near beating that. Domingo has rejoined, so he's gone to P4. Lukey Smokey rejoins and takes P10. It is an improvement from Jacques-Olivier. It goes for a 108.4. Unbelievable final sector at 19.7. Only a couple of drivers left that can set a lap. One of them is Mario Fonseca. In fact, he's behind Lucas Weber was going to set a lap, but he'd gone off at the corkscrew. The Fonseca will be the last driver to set a lap. He's currently P11 and he spun off at turn 10. He had to take a second attempt at that corner. Lebiak's still parked there. Lucas Weber might finish. Is he going to be valid? It is going to be a valid lap, so he might as well finish. No, he's far too slow. It's still going to be P24 for Lucas Weber. Maybe P23 if Alberto White can get back in time. 11th line for Lucas Weber. Improves with 140.6. 30 seconds off the back of the field. So it's Jacques-Olivier that takes pole again for the second round of AF1. Felix again starts second, and Vicente Guerra starts P3. Then Domingo, then Alex Bortashu, then Matti Lebiak P6. Ludwig Eriksson starts P7. Then Matteo Suriano P8. Jake Fimes to P9 and Luki Smuki P10. Fonseca P11, then Yardimja P12. It should be Alberto White P13 if he can rejoin. Then Miguel Costa, Trader Joe, Crab Paulson, Benjamin Garcia, Gutierrez, Mixtroll, Wilson, Mythic, Vermeems, Redacted, and Lucas Weber will round out. We'll start at the back of the grid. It's a rolling start once again, just as it was last week, with a bit less chaos, hopefully. Because it will be... We've changed the rules slightly, or we've changed them to what they should have been, which basically is as soon as the safety car teleports, you can overtake. You can accelerate and you can overtake. And hopefully we can get cars much closer than they were. Because what we had last week was cars spreading too far out, closing back in, breaking a Mugello basically. F1 Mugello, where there's just this huge pile up at the back that I missed pretty much. So we're a few minutes away from the start of this 38 lap race. Who's your money on for the win? For me, it's got to be Olivier. Unless his strategy or safety cars can cause some sort of havoc, it's got to be Jacques-Olivier for the win. No question. We are 2 minutes away from the start. Look at that. Some beautifully painted cars. What's your favourite livery? What's your favourite skin out of all of these? I would say River Racing, but that's just biased, so I'm not going to say River Racing. The Ferret, that's mine. That's the River Racing one. Damn it. I would say maybe the Poor Energy one. It's certainly an improvement. The Shenzi's good, and Turkish Torpedoes is good as well. That's a very nice livery. But go from back to front. Let's take you through the grid for this second round of AF1. Lucas Weber and I Redacted take out the last row on the grid. Then we have Max Vermeems and by Mythic on row 11. Row 10, Jake Wilson and Mixtroll. Then we have Gutierrez and Benjamin Garcia. Then we have Crab Paulson and Trader Joe. Then Miguel Costa and Alberto White in the other Shenzi car today. Then we've got Ali Yardimja in the second of the Poor Energy cars, and Mario Fonseca in the second Moas Racing car. Luki Smokey in the first of the Mission Winnow cars, and Jake Feimster. Then we have Matti Suriano and Ludwig Eriksson, Matti Lebiak and Alexandru Boltashu. Then Diego Domingo, Joao Vicente Guerra, Fulinix is on second place, and on pole, Jacques-Olivier. We are 20 seconds, in fact we're 15 seconds from the lights and the start of the formation lap for this 38 lap race here at Laguna Seca. Then I'm going to try and follow with the free camera. So we should see the safety car come down the left hand side of the cars. There we go. And we will get underway. And with any luck, we won't have any carnage into turn. We won't have any carnage on the formation lap like we did last. We had a little bit last week. Got a couple of weaving cars, but nothing too severe at the minute. A bit of a gap. Let's try and go through this gap. Can we go through there? Yeah, there we go. Oh, there has been a... Oh, okay. I thought I was just so violently weaving, I thought he'd gone off. That was Jack Olivier up front, weaving so violently. So as I say, it's 38 laps, with the expectation of a 2-stop. From a couple of the drivers. This could be a 1-stop, it could be a 2-stop. That's the wrong button. There goes the cinematics. As the cars go through the corkscrew. We're about to get going for a race at Laguna Seca. The safety car's gone off into the gravel a little bit, it got that bit wrong. And hopefully, this will be a clean start. There's still some cars coming through turn 9 as the safety car pulls on to the start-finish straight. Single file formation lap. Single file start. Safety car will teleport away now and we're underway. Matty Layback again with a really good start. He's already passed Alexander Baltashin. Oh, he's also hit Diego Domingo, who's hit Baltashin. There's currently 2 cars parked on the pit entry. Otherwise, a clean start so far. Baltashin's managed to get away. Diego Domingo is stranded, however. A couple cars wide at turn 1. That's a Shenzi car, and that'll be Gutierrez as well. Otherwise, a really good start. Layback's already made it past Ludwig Eriksson as well. Jake Fimes, in fact. No, Eriksson's gone down. Guerra and Suriano have crashed together. That's at turn 3. And I think... No, we're not under safety car. I thought we were under safety car conditions. But an excellent start for the second week in a row from Matty Layback. Felix and Jack Olivier as second and first, respectively. And they too have made a good getaway from the start of this race. Layback's 3.5 seconds back. Then we've got Feimster and Lucky Spooky and Fonseca. Spooky's under pressure from Fonseca and Ericsson and White and Yardinger and Tredejo and Baltashu and the list goes on all the way down. There's like a second between every single car from 5th down to about 17th. The first lap is in the books. That's a spin for Jake Feimster. That's one of the NART Ferraris we just caught a glimpse of there. Into turn 1. Ericsson down the inside of Fonseca. Can I get a decent camera, please? I can never find a decent camera, but there we go. Let's go with that one. Okay, maybe. Oh, there's some ping issues going on for one of the drivers. I think that's one of the... I think that's Lukey Smooky, perhaps, in the Mission Winnow car. Moving about a little bit. Felix already into his first attack mode. There's again. Well, that is a spin for Matty Layback, however, who's now dropped behind Lukey Smooky and Ludwig Eriksson. Smooky has made a blinding start. He was outside the top 10, I believe, at the start of this race. He's now into P3 from the start of it. Eriksson at 4th. But Eriksson's going to have a look into the corkscrew. Thinks better of it. Oh no, but he does punt round Lukey Smooky. Lukey Smooky's round. Trededo struggling. Smooky's going to be stranded there for a long time because he's going to have no idea who's coming over that hill. Is it a monster? Okay, he's got out of the way. Mick Stroll and I Redacted have come together as well at turn 6. There's lots of people going off all over the place. This is going to be a race of mistakes. As I said at the top of the show, it's going to be a race of mistakes. On to lap number 3. White down the inside of Fonseca. White cementing his place, showing everybody what he's made of now he's out of AF4. But even further up, Smooky's had to go. Eriksson under pressure from Matty Layback, who wants to take that podium position back. He looks at it down into turn 5, but thinks better of it again. Not close enough. But there is still pressure behind in the form of Alberto White, who's charging through the field so far. Paulson and Redacted side by side off at turn, well, at the back of the field. Redactor's gone round again at turn 3. Possibly punted round by Crab Paulson. I'll switch quickly. Treader Joe's gone off at the corkscrew. You can just see the rear wing on the right hand side of your picture. He was around where Jake Fimes from Gutierrez was. Diego Domingo's gone round at the corkscrew. That's 2 Mission Winnow cars in 2 laps punted off at the same place. Lebiak on the push to pass. Ericsson has not gone with it to defend. He's going to save it for later. Lebiak looks to the outside at turn number 2. The Andretti hairpin round the outside. Pull the switch back to the inside, also to cover off Alberto White, who was having a look down the inside as well. Lebiak's close enough. He's looking left and right to try and make a move. He's not going to make a move for now. I'll switch to Garcia quickly, who was on push to pass to try and pass Juan Manuel Gutierrez, who's had a pretty good start considering he almost got punted off at the start of the race. Alberto White has now got past Matti Lebiak. He's going to have a try and have an attempt at Ludwig Eriksson. White had a pretty poor qualifying based on what I was expecting, but he's certainly making up for it in the race. P4 already. And he's on the prime tyres. There is a mandatory pit stop to be made. Domingo and Weber have gone off. Vermeems has gone off as well. I think they were related as well. I'm surprised we haven't seen a safety car because there have been a lot of cars going off at roughly the same time, but I don't think we've seen 4 in one go. No movement from the safety car, so we're going to be under green still. Felinix staying with Jacques Olivier a bit better than he was last week, but he is 6/10 slow on that lap. But those two have just cleared off from the rest of the field because the rest of the field battling. Garcia side by side with his countryman Juan Manuel Gutierrez down towards turn 2. Gutierrez going for the outside line, swoops around the outside and keeps that position for now. But Garcia's going to swing to the inside. Cut back very, very powerful here. But not quite enough. Juan's kept the position for now. No, he hasn't. Garcia's done the switch back, closes the door, takes P10 off of Juan. Joao, on his way back through the field, is already caught up to this. Costa and Paulson, meanwhile, very close together for P16. It's a little bit too early in the season to suggest it, but quite possibly Adam Roshek. It's possible. Gutierrez and Guerra now side by side, going into the corkscrew. Guerra goes straight on. So he's going to lose another position, this time to Jake Wilson. Back down to P13, so he's going to have to do another attempt at a revival to this race and his fortunes. White, super close. He hasn't used any of his push to pass yet. Super close to Ludwig Eriksson. He did have a look. Hasn't used any of his push to pass yet. So this is only lap 6 of 38. White having a moment on the exit of turn 4. Lebiak will say thank you very much. I'll have that back. You'll have to try again. Field's starting to spread out, but there are some still little battles going on, and the strategy will come into play very soon that will make things very interesting. There's a lot of battles going on towards the rear of the grid that could be the cause of a safety car, only because they're all there. Eriksson has been passed into the corkscrew of Matti Lebiak, who retakes that podium position. Excellent move from Matti. Pace at this stage of the race similar. Alberto White goes for a little dive into the final hairpin. Oh, forced wide goes Eriksson. White takes that P4. And that was during his first push to pass. Yardinger. Oh, wheel bang between him and Alex Baltashu, but takes P6. Great start of the race for Ali. Let's take a look behind at Alex Baltashu's view. This is what a quarter of a second looks like an IndyCar. Whoa, rear end. A little wobbly, it seems. Paulson and Costa still side by side. This is into the final hairpin. Drag race, here we go. Paulson activated his push to pass a little bit later than Costa did, and behind that, that's Diego Domingo trying to come back through the field. He's going to go 3 wide down into turn 1, maybe. Into the hairpin. Yes, he is. Domingo's going to go down the inside of the both of them and makes the move. 2 in 1. Beautiful move. But it's not over yet. Crab Paulson's going to try and take him back down the inside into turn number 3 and does so. Costa's looking to take advantage of this as well. As I look into turn 4, no. Paulson will keep P3, but whoa! White and Labiak side by side and crash into turn 10. Labiak, whoa! Still more collisions going on. Alberto White rear-ending Matty Labiak into the final hairpin. Fonseca out of all this is going to take P6. Mick Stroll's also in the mix as a lapped car. So Labiak 6th, Fonseca 7th, White down the inside again and almost rear-ends Matty Labiak for a 3rd time. And does completely slam into the side of Mario Fonseca. I think the red mist is falling, it seems. Baltasciu's had a spin meanwhile. He's dropped out of P7. Make that P8. He's gone behind. Garcia's gone off. Everyone's going off. It's all kicking off. Where's the safety car? Bates was waiting at the end of the pit lane, I think. Does that mean we're going to get a safety car? Is he waiting to come out? No. Alberto White having a little moment on the exit of turn 6. It's all kicking off in this F1 race. It's Olivier that still leads from Felinix. There's the top 2, but behind that is where it's all kicking off. Ericsson is P3, then Ali Yardimjer, Matty Labiak and Alberto White. Jake Wilson's gone off. That's at turn 6. Consequences fairly minor. But Gutierrez is now going to try and get past Matti Suriano, locking up, it looked like, coming into the corkscrew. And Jake Wilson's a bit of a cork in the bottle now for Matti Suriano. Gutierrez does take advantage of that, goes down the inside into turn 9, almost forces Matti Suriano off track. And Domingo's right behind us to try and take advantage of this as well, but so is by Mythic, who's gone off. Mythic spun at turn number 9 on the exit. Gutierrez still can't get past Wilson. Suriano can't get back past Gutierrez. Weber has gone off again, and I think he's got to be done with this. He's so done with this. Alberto White has gone off at turn 3, I think. Turn 4. He's got plenty of time. He'll drop down out of the top 10. Well, you've got to go to top 10. Gutierrez dropped 2 places, all kicking off here. P12 down to P16 this is for. Suriano, Domingo, Wilson, Paulson and Gutierrez. And Costa. Gutierrez got some issues with his rears, clearly, because he's just almost spun off there. He drops down to P17 now. He was back fighting for P11 a second ago. The queue of 6 cars, Gutierrez's rears are clearly gone. You just can't turn in for anything. And this is on the... Oh, into the wall again. This is on the prime tyres, I will add. Redacted. Now becoming a bottleneck that brings Baltasciu into battle with Mario Fonseca for P6. No blue flags, who doesn't have to get out of the way. As long as he doesn't do... Gutierrez is done. Rage quit for Gutierrez. Oh, down the inside for Baltasciu, trying to make a move into the late part of turn 2. Doesn't make it. Crab Paulson, Jake Wilson side by side for a minute. Domingo's had some issues. He's gone wide hits of the final corner and hit the wall. Really late on into that corner. Jake Wilson will take P14. Will he try for Crab Paulson down the inside of turn 2? He's looking for it. He does go and dive down the inside, but he's way wide. Can Paulson take advantage of this and switch back? He does try, but he does tap as well. Jake Wilson gets pushed off the track and will drop down to P15 now. Internet issues for Lukey Smokey. That sucks. I did see you move it. Whoa! Who was that? Exit stage left for... That was Trader... Oh, that's Ali Yardimjer. Oh, that's Lucas Weber. It's Lucas Weber. Trader Joe has also gone off just before the corkscrew. I don't know how you go off that far into the corner, but there we go. Baltasciu diving down the inside of Mario Fonseca into the final corner. Doesn't make the move. He pulls into the toe. No push to pass used. Same for Fonseca. No push to pass used for him either. Felix has gone for the strategy again. Use all his push to pass really early on. Down the inside for Baltasciu. Behind that is Jake Feimster, who's ready to pounce on any of this. Baltasciu takes P6 for now. Fonseca's right behind that. Fonseca looks really strong today. Throttle stuck open. Man. That was a really good battle we watched with you, Juan. I couldn't possibly have missed that. That was amazing. Until it wasn't. Baltasciu managing to pull away from Fonseca now. Let's compare tyre compounds if we can. Fonseca is currently on the primes. Baltasciu's also on the primes. So everyone's on the primes. So It's interesting how the primes don't look particularly fast. Like, the rears are sliding around a little bit. Trader Joe's in the pits as I say that. Weber spun again at turn 5. Oh, that's Baltash who's gone straight on at turn 10. Baltashu off again. He's going to have to rejoin carefully. We'll rejoin in P9. Alberto White is going to try and make that P10. But Baltashu's not going to give that one up without a fight. Job done. Alberto White takes P9. Baltashu rejoins in P10 after battling for P6. Lebiak has caught up to Ali Yardinger for P4 meanwhile. He's on the soft tyres at the minute. One lap 12 of 38. So 12, 12, 14 for a 2-stop. That's possible, but maybe they're going to extend and go for a 1-stop. I don't know. Ali Yardinger was expecting to go for a 2-stop. Turn 6. This is such a brave corner. You got to really you have to have full confidence in everything to go through there. Your own knowledge of the track and the car, and just the setup. Lebiak still closing up to Ali Yardinger, using a little bit of third gear through turn 9 to get the car turned in. Looking good. Garcia's past Baltashu, who's gone off again at turn 6. Is going to be passed by Diego Domingo as well. There he goes. P13 now for Alex Baltashu. Matti Lebiak. Oh, as Yardinger has a little bit of a ping moment. Half a second faster was Lebiak on that lap, so we can afford to wait a minute. Lucas Weber is going to try and hold up this battle, maybe. No, he's going to let Ali by, his teammate. Fair enough. Not a good day for the Paul Energy guys. That is Trader Joe going off on his new set of tyres. Out of turn 4 we go. Lebiak looking really close to Ali Yardinger. Still in the cooldown mode, so we can't use push to pass. Yardinger loses that rear end again. It's a really rear-happy setup on that Poor Energy car, clearly. P4 now for Matti Lebiak. Feimster, super close again to Mario Fonseca. We're still yet to see any sign of pit stops. Fonseca goes a little deep into... That's Ali Yardinger who's gone off again on the exit of the corkscrew. Drops to P8 behind Guerra and will drop behind Alberto White at this rate. White's going to have to go around the he's gone around the outside at turn 9 to get it done, but he's done so. Jake Feimster, half a second back. He's on the push to pass down towards the Andretti hairpin. He's going to make him dive down the inside of Fonseca. Brakes glowing, not close enough. Keeps that position. Diego Domingo is the first contender, I suppose, to take a pit stop. It's on lap 14. Half distance is around about lap 19? Half distance is lap 19. So if you can make the softs laps to 19, you can go on to the hards to the end. But I think a lot of people have gone for the hards for this race, for the first stint. And I think Yardinger might have also reached the point where he was on. Was he on softs as well? He was on a 2-stop. No, he's on the hards as well, so he's going to go hard, soft, soft at this rate. He might want to go ahead and extend that if he wants anything out of this race, I think, because a 2-stop doesn't look like it's going to work unless it's a safety car, which I don't see happening. Domingo's rejoined in P15. It's a nice clean air a little bit. We've got 2 seconds back to Miguel Costa in P14, so he's only dropped about 3 or 4 places, I think. Lap 15 of 38. Haas do seem to be struggling. A lot of people seem to be struggling on Haas, yeah. But most people have gone for it. Let me just get out of the way. Mattia Suriano into the pits. He's on the soft, so we're starting to see the soft runners coming in. This second half of the race is going to be spicy. Jake Feimster looking down the inside of turn 5 on Mario Fonseca. Still side by side. This is going to be difficult in towards the most terrifying corner to make an overtake before the corkscrew. Turn 6 makes the move stick. But through comes Guerra trying to make a move into turn 6. Fonseca instantly defends from it. All Feimster goes deep into the corkscrew. Fonseca's going to try and take advantage of that. Alberto White's on the back of this as well. Let's go from an onboard from Alberto White, who can see all four cars, including himself. Is anybody going to make the jump for the pit stop? No. White will, however, get Guerra off the exit of turn 10. Good move from Alberto White there, up to P7. Felix, again, for the second week in a row, is already out of push to pass before the first half. Garcia into the pits from P10. Fonseca's got a bad turn 3. Alberto White's going to take advantage. Squeezes in coming towards turn 4. Gets the move. Mythic has spun at turn 6. Oh, almost hits his own teammate. Mythic's fired. That's a terrible rejoin from by Mythic. Almost hits his own teammate, Matty Labiak. Fonseca's closing up. Is still with Alberto White. Guerra's still with Mario Fonseca. No one else has decided to take a pit stop. Domingo has dropped a couple of places. He's lost out to Miguel Costa, I think. Costa and Soriano, sorry, Domingo and Soriano, two of the early pitters. So they're together on the exit of the pit lane. Anybody taking a pit stop this time? No one so far. There is, however, a huge battle I've just spotted going on. Here it is for P10. Sorry, P11. Wilson, Garcia, Costa and Domingo, and Murti Suriano to a certain extent. Costa's looking at the inside of Garcia. Costa has to lock up. Oh, sympathy spin. Wilson round. Domingo round. These two side by side through turn 9. Suriano takes P12 off of Miguel Costa. We've had some great moves, we've had some great crashes. This race has got everything. Domingo only just rejoining. He's right down in P16 now. Out of the points. Vicente Guerra. Really close to Mario Fonseca. Domingo's already pitted. In fact, he's gone off again. I mean, his strategy and everything that it stands for completely goes out. Goes out of the window. Wilson into the pits now. Felix into the pits. And he's coming out of the pits behind Matty Labiak. Just. So we're going to see that battle. Will Felix try and engage with Matty Labiak? Or is he going to try and get held up? Suriano has crashed at turn 6. Pretty much on his own. I think it was near Miguel Costa. I don't know whether he came together with him. I don't think he did. Mythic's past Jake Wilson. That's for P17. But Guerra still really close to Mario Fonseca, who keeps having these sort of really slow turn 3s. It's like his worst corner is turn 3 for Mario. He's right on board with Joao. Alberto White has caught up to Jake Feimster, who's got traffic in the form of the other Jake Wilson. And that's by Mythic up ahead as well. Oh, Jake Wilson goes exit stage right. Very different lines between for those two going through turn 9. And it pulls Alberto White close enough to maybe make a lunge into turn 11. He's going to try for it as a look. Decides not to. Hits a bit of the sausage curb as well, but Mythic is now in the way of Jake Feimster, and Jake Feimster can't really pull out. He does, though, out just in time. There's a really tight gap between those two. Is White going to try for a move into turn 2? No, he's not. Felix has already caught up to the back of Matty Labiak. Labiak's down to 3 push to passes. Felix has 0. 6/10 between these two. Felix has recently pitted. He's on the hard tyres. Matty Labiak still holding on the softs after 20 laps. I think Matty knows those hards are bad. They're not good race tyres. So he stayed on them for as long as possible. And he's now pulling away a little bit. White still really close to Fonseca. And so Feimster, who is really close to Max Vermeems. They also, a little concertina going into the corkscrew. Luckily ends in no collisions for either of them. As I said earlier, no blue flags to follow. all three of them, both of them went a little wide. White just struggling to get the power down on the exit. But he is getting better now. He's got the push to pass, but so is Jake Fimester. Down the inside goes Alberto White into turn 2. Fimester's going to try and swing around the outside. Is it going to work? You should see him on the right-hand side, hopefully. Maybe. He's still there. No. White gets the move done. Awesome move from Alberto White there. Felinix not catching Labiak. It's at 9/10 and it's staying at 9/10. Maybe there's hope for this strategy from Matty Labiak. A lot of these guys still haven't pitted. Let's see, who hasn't pitted yet? We've still got... well, everyone in the top 9, except for Felinix, has not stopped. Outside the top 10, Costa hasn't stopped yet. Nor has Max for Memes, or Mythic, or Redacted, or Mixtroll. But Labiak... Eriksson didn't come into the pits, so Labiak has actually legitimately caught on the track Ludwig Eriksson, who did a 1:12. Yeah, he's really closed up. So second is in there. His possibility will be a net third position because Felinix is just behind. No, Matty Labiak, keep it together. Oh, well saved. He's going to lose the position. Oh, Felinix has gone round as well. Felinix has gone round. I don't know how that happened. Maybe he got hit. I don't think he got hit. But there was a clear. There was sort of a sympathy spin, I guess, from Felinix. But that net third place is still on for Matty Labiak. It's 5 seconds still. Yeah, really close to Fonseca. He's got Ali Yardinger in the way. Currently P16. And has stopped. Still went in about half the field to stop because they're on the alternate strategy. But, as I say, Labiak into the pits now from P3. We'll see where he cycles out. He'll be running the hard tyres into the race, but for less of the race than the majority of the field. Labiak's still in the box. He's going to rejoin quite far down the field. He's going to come out ahead of Baltashu, perhaps? No, he's not. He's going to come out behind Baltashu, who he was battling earlier in the race. Guerra, really close to Fonseca. Trying to make it down into turn 3. Couldn't make the move stick. Labiak has cycled out now into P9, behind Alex Baltashu by about 2.5 seconds. So a lot of the people ahead of him are still yet to pit. The only person who has pitted so far ahead of him is Felinix. I think I saw another spin by Mythic. Oh, Fonseca almost went in the back of Max for Memes through the corkscrew. They both take to a bit of the runoff. But Guerra still can't find a way past. And he's losing ground because Baltashu is still only 5 seconds back. And that gap's going to close down rapidly. Costa into the pits. I remind you, João Guerra has not stopped. But neither has Fonseca. So this is actually for position. This isn't like Guerra trying to make it back through. He had a bad start to this race and dropped down to like P13. Dropped way down to the field. He's come back up. Excellent switch back through turn 2. And he will take P6 for now. Fonseca, yes. Behind that is a lap car in the form of... That's actually Jack Olivier who's come to lap P6, which is... Oh boy, that's a bit depressing to think there's someone that's dominating that much. We need to get him alongside Lowy at some point. Max for Memes has gone off. I think he's on his own. He's had to reverse outside of the track. That's at turn 4. He's got time to get going again. Jake Fimester spun off. That's at turn 6. He's got a couple of cars coming, but he's got time. Matty Labiak is going to be the first of them to reach the scene, and he should join, yes, and pass in quick enough time, yes. Oh, almost swipes the nose of Jake Wilson behind that, so Matty Labiak will take P8, Fimester down to P9. But the gap between Baltashu and Labiak has been increasing. It's 4.6, where it was about 2.6 when Matty Labiak came out of the pits. Maybe it's taking a little bit of time to get used to those new tyres. Guerra into the pits from P6. He is going to come out behind Matty Labiak and Jake Feimster. He's only just stopping into his box. There goes Matty Labiak and Jake Feimster. He might even come out behind. He's going to be in clear air. Yeah, he'll be out in some nice clear air. Maybe, yeah, just ahead of Max Vermeems, running in P17. Ludwig Eriksson has spun off. He's gone a long way off at turn 6. Felix is going to be the next person round. He's gone past. Alberto White is going to be put after that. And no, Eriksson will stay P3 for now, but the gap is going to really close down, and it means Eriksson could well lose out on that position when he does come into pit. He's going to lose out on that position to Matty Labiak. Jack Olivier, I'll remind you, hasn't even come into the pits yet. Felix has. Jack Olivier hasn't. Alberto White nor Eriksson will come into the pits this lap. I redacted a spun off at the corkscrew. His car's coming through now. Labiak safely through. So is Feimster. Jake Wilson's come over there, and I think maybe got in the way. But this is the closest battle we've got up front. Jake Feimster dives for the pit lane. Baltashu has caught up to Mario Fonseca for P5. Baltashu has pitted. Oh no, he hasn't. Sorry, he hasn't. Felix pitted 8 laps ago. Labiak pitted 4 laps ago. But still, Olivier, Eriksson, White, Fonseca, Baltashu still have not stopped. And just ahead, that's like a Macca racing car. Who's that? Crab Paulson's gone off. He's gone off at turn 6? I don't know, I can't see him. Olivier is just cleared off. It's going to be that gap is going to halve when he comes out the pits, because Felix has pitted and Olivier hasn't. But still, the rest of the field behind that, it's just destruction. It's demolition. It could be. This is on the way. He's coming to the pits now. Has Jack Olivier, I believe? Yes, he has. Fonseca's gone off from P7. That's up turn 10. And was he involved maybe with Crab Paulson? That's Crab Paulson going past, or was that Max Vermeems? That was, yeah, it was Paulson. Maybe coming together there. I had to mute my mic at that exact second. Why? Fonseca, Guerra, Paulson have all come together, and in all of that, Paulson's the one worst off. P16 at the minute for him. Still waiting on most of the leaders to stop. That's Wilson coming through the gravel. He's still in the points, not anymore. Crab Paulson's taken that P15 spot. A lot of shifting around. Garcia's gone off at turn 4. So Feimster will take P9 now. Labiak, once again, driving flawlessly. He's caught up almost to the back of Alberto White, who's in turn stuck behind Alex Baltashu. And some lap cars. And Miguel Costa weaving about a bit. Diego Domingo letting him past. Letting White past, job done. Mythic has had to leave. Baltashu's lost the back end. Miguel Costa almost makes contact. Alberto White has to check up. So Labiak will take P5. Baltashu loses out. And he hasn't even stopped yet. Still hasn't stopped. White's still got to deal with some lapped cars. So this could be a destruction from Matty Labiak that secures. He's almost certainly going to secure P4. But it might even secure P3. Depending on how well this undercut, this very extended undercut, is going to work. This alternate strategy is going to work for Matty Labiak against Ludwig Eriksson. Oh, Yard jamming issue, so is Baltashu, who's having to go across the grass in the middle of the corner. Let's switch back to Matteo Suriano, who's currently caught up to Benjamin Garcia, and lap car number 4, Max Vermeems, who's currently P17. Ludwig Eriksson into the pits. This is where the biggest battle up front is going to play out. White's gone past Labiak's gone past. Baltash is in the pits as well. Ericsson's going to come out just in front, I think, of Guerra. Yes. Yes, about equidistant between Guerra and Ericsson. In fact, a bit closer than I thought. Guerra is coming to the hairpin as Ericsson is coming out of the pits. You see, Ericsson is the next car up. No, it is Yardinger's next, then Ericsson up ahead. The gap is not as big as I was expecting it to be. Let's switch back. Domingo and Costa side by side into turn 5. Domingo takes P12. Fonseca into the pits meanwhile, and here is Garcia and Suriano still pretty close together. Is Garcia still stuck behind Max Vermeens, the lap car in P17. Costa has gone off. That's at turn 6. That's probably the biggest scene of casualties today. Oh, I say that, there's 2 more. Wilson and Mixtrol came together at turn 4. That's like the 3rd biggest. Wide goes Max Vermeens, almost make contact with Garcia and all it. Matty Suriano has to check up. Matty Suriano's going to try and turn 6, maybe. Thinks better of it. But a move into the corkscrew would not go amiss. Vermeens has almost spun at turn 6 as well. Costa's gone off again at turn 10. Through 9, Suriano looking really strong through there until he dipped a wheel in the grass at the exit, or the sand, or whatever it is. But Garcia's done even worse at turn 10. Whoa! Goes for the outside line, but that line closed very quickly before you could even get there. An odd line through there. Yardinger, Paulson, Costa, all very close together. Yardinger coming out of the pits from P15. He's going to do softs to the end of this race. That's the completion of his 2-stop strategy, I think. Yeah, he's already stopped once, so this is his 2nd stop. Yardinger rejoins in P15. That's worked out pretty well, I would think. Oh, Labiak, why did you have to spin as I switched to you? No! Ericsson's gone past. Guerra might even go past. No, he's going to go... Oh, he's really close. Labiak's going to defend with everything he's got. No, he's not. Guerra's going to go past. Labiak down to P6. Guerra and Ericsson have pitted. Oh, Guerra... Yeah, everyone's pitted now. Even White pitted. When did White pit? I don't remember White pitting. White comes out... He's in P3. Labiak P6. Labiak will try it on Guerra. They're both going to use a push to pass to try and get the move done. Labiak is going to try and dive into turn 2. Yes, he is really late on the brakes. Guerra goes a little wide. Oh, he's still there. Guerra's still there. Defensive line into turn 3. Down inside again. I think there was a little tap. No, there wasn't. There was a little internet. That's what it was. Labiak retakes P5. 6 seconds up to Ericsson. Go for it. Paulson and Garcia into the pits. I think for a 2nd time, in fact. Paulson and Costa really close together for P13, the lower ends of the points. One lap 31 of 38 in this race. White pitted together with Olivier. Oh. I'm surprised White ended up that far up. That's odd. What I need right now is a nice late safety car. That would be great right about now. And there's a couple of... there's no real candidates, are there? There's no one close enough. If Paulson and Costa come together and collect Yardinger and Weber and Suriano, that might cause something, but as it stands right now, nah, nothing. Jack Olivier spun! Jack Olivier spun! So has Ericsson! Ericsson's got off at the hair at the pit straight! I don't even know how it's happened! Jack Olivier's got going, he's still got 32 seconds, that's fine. But Labiak has just got punted round by Guerra! Labiak's gone round! Did I just summon that? Did I just summon all of that? Is Labiak going to rejoin? Yes, he has. He's rejoining P5 just behind Guerra. Ericsson is P6. So the order is now Olivier, Fulinix, White, Guerra, Labiak, Ericsson finds the Baltashu, Suriano, Fonseca is the top 10. Yardinger pitted twice. That's what the answer backer. I think Yardinger pitted twice. And he spun a couple of times. Lap 32 or 38. We've still got like 8 laps to go. A dip wide for Guerra up ahead. Paulson close to Costa. I think it was a bit of gravel for Paulson coming into turn 6. So that could have been worse. A lot worse. But again, that really goes really deep into the corkscrew. Nah, it's not going to work. You're not going to make it. Just go across there. Take your lumps. And move on. Just get on with it. Okay. Labiak. On as Wilson goes round. Exit of turn 6 as a car comes through. That is... Oh no, he spins behind as well. That's Overdax who spun him. He spun round. He's a lap down on Wilson. He's going to rejoin... Yeah, there's no one near, so that's okay. Everybody's losing it. There goes Alberto White, who's P3 by 17 seconds now over Vicente Guerra. Everyone's over a second now from everybody else. There's no one willing to watch, but so I'll watch this. This is the closest... This is the furthest up battle we have. Guerra and Labiak for P4. Domingo has gone off. P12 at the minute. He's got a lot of time behind though. So he's got some time to get going, but he's struggling to get going at the minute. You should see him come into picture now. There he is. Mixtroll's gone off as well. He's gone off at turn 6. The usual parking place for most people. Vermeems went wide at the final corner as well. Yeah, I think that's because... I think a lot of people... The RS Formula 3 did spin quite a bit, but the reason these cars are spinning a lot, I think, is this: the hard tyres are not ideal race tyres. They're not great. The softs are good, the hards aren't. But you've got to run both. Paulson's gone off from P15. That's at turn 10. He's going to have... Wilson is long way back. Not even close. He should be okay to stay P15. Last few push to passes being used. In fact, Weber is into the pit lane now from P20. He's currently 3 laps down on P19, who in turn is about 3 laps down off the lead. A lot of lapping going on in this race. And that's why that'll be I-redacted slow on the exit of turn number. Paulson's still struggling to get going again. Domingo goes off again. He's still going off. He's still stuck, actually. So Costa might even pass him. Costa's coming through turn 6 now, and Domingo's only just getting going. It's going to be really close between those two. We'll get back to that if it does get that close. Yeah, sure, let's do it. There we go. Domingo there, Costa there. Domingo with the hot tyres will probably struggle for a little bit. Ericsson has closed up to 1.2 behind Matti Labiak. This will not be the end of this race. There will be some penalties coming out, I reckon, from various collisions, like the one we saw between Labiak and Guerra. White down the inside of dive bombs. They're probably all going to lead to penalties, so do be sure to watch the Steward stream. That's tomorrow from 2 PM. 2 PM UK time, 1 PM UTC. Still getting used to summertime. Lap 35 of 38. Only 4 laps left, and Jacques Olivier is nowhere to be seen. He's cleared off in front of everybody by a long way. He's just lapped Jake Feimster, who's P7. But Ludwig Eriksson very close to Matti Labiak. Eriksson's got 7 attack modes. Keep doing that. 7 push to passes to use. Labiak has only got 1 to use in the last 4 laps. Eriksson can't even use all 7 of his in the remaining time. He's using one of them now, down the pit straight. Yeah, we have about 22 AF3 reports to look at tomorrow. Ali Yaringer has spun, currently P14. He was really close to Miguel Costa, who's about to take P13. Not anymore. This is going to be really close between these two in the battle for P5 at the end of this race. Wilson's gone on, spun round P15. Ericsson pushing really hard. 4/10. And he's got a lap car in form of Jake Wilson to spice things up a little bit. This will be Ludwig's chance to pass Matti. It'll be down the pit straight most likely. Although he's going to hold him up enough to maybe make a move into the final hairpin. No, Leibach's going to try it down the inside of Jake Wilson instead. Jake Wilson's going to go wide and just let them both through. Not getting involved. Good move, but Ludwig's got a much better run out of that final corner. On the push to pass. Down the pit straight, round the inside. It's going to be for the hairpin. Leibach's going to hold that outside line. Switch to the inside, maybe no. Switch in tow. 3 laps left for Or is it 2 laps left? We're on lap 30... Yes, lap 37 or 38. There's a little... Ooh. No, Matty, no! Save it! He's saved it. He's got 10 seconds, though. That'll be the end of that. There we go. That's the end of the race, pretty much. P6 for Matty Labiak. Will be the final result there. Redacted spun off again at turn 2. As here comes, that's Ali Yardinger. What data have I got? What extra data have I got? My ping's gone up to 81. That's a little worrying. Can I see things? No, I can't see anything. Jack Olivier has driven a depressingly commanding race. Led from lights to flag. No one has been anywhere near him other than the first, like, 5 laps. 25 seconds he will win this race by at this stage. And he's just lapped P6. P5 he might even get to lap before the end of this race. Maybe. But he is on his final lap of this race. And quite frankly, I can't see anyone else winning this title at this stage. The ovals might spring up a surprise, but it's still 4 races. 4 road course races coming up out of the 5 that you can take. Like, there's 1 drop race, so your best 5 results are counted. And if 4 of those are wins on road courses, which it looks like it's going to be, no one is going to be able to get anywhere near Jack Olivier for this title. But he's going to come to the final couple of corners. Unless he has disastrous internet going into this final corner, which he doesn't, he will come around the final corner and take the win for round 2 in AF1. Jack Olivier wins in Laguna Seca. Felix will come home in P2. We've already got P6 and P7 finishing. 5-star only really catching up to Matty Labiak at the end of that race. Jack Olivier wins. Felix will come home in 2nd. Alberto White will get his first podium in AF1 in his first attempt. Despite a fairly lowly lowly start to this race. Vicente Guerra will come home in P4 and Ludwig Eriksson will come home in P5. Labiak has already come home in P6, then Jake Feimster, Alex Baltashu and Mattia Suriano. Mario Fonseca will be 10th, Garcia will be 11th, then we have Diego Domingo, Miguel Costa, Ali Yardinger and Crab Paulson will take the final point. Then Jake Wilson, Max Vermeems, Irodacted, Mick Stroll and Lucas Weber 4 laps down on P19. Who I take it didn't do any practice for this race. There we go, plenty of action all the way through that race. Sad, it's just a bit sad that it wasn't at the front. But nonetheless, incredibly impressed from Jack Olivier. And Felix, to be fair. But we now take a 2-week break. In 2 weeks' time, we'll be back for round 4. That is at, I believe it's at Watkins Glen. Yes, Watkins Glen, round 3 in 2 weeks. 9th of May. 34 laps of that. For a track that will, based on the first 2 rounds, certainly suit Jack Olivier, I would have thought. Cota will throw up a spanner, I suspect. For round 4. That's on the 16th of May. Then we've got 2 ovals. Daytona Oval on 23rd of May. And the Indy 250 on the 6th of June. And once again, it will be a comfort. I can tell what they've done here. They've gone for a photo shoot here. But it will quite clearly be Macca Racing at the top of the Teams Championship. There we have it. So, who could we possibly bring in for an interview? Well, let's start off by talking to the big winner today. Let's start off by talking perhaps to Jack Olivier. In fact, you know, better off. Let's go for the league race, and I can't bother doing individual interviews. Let's do league race and just see like a mass thing, see what happens.
Because I had to teleport to pits, it just did the pit stop by itself automatically. So I had
Oh, yeah.
softs. I had softs and full fuel.
Please, can you watch this?
Wait, let me watch it.
Hey
How many
guys,
times did you guys spins?
you're live on the stream.
Hello.
Hello.
Anybody want to make a comment about
Yes, I do.
anything?
I killed my enemy.
Whoever was
It a lot.
responsible for the
pain.
start incident, please take a look at what you did.
Yeah.
Did you
like,
guys
it
do a
turned
one
for-
stop or a
I
two
got
stop?
through all of that. with
One stop.
I had to 2 stop. Well, technically, I had to 3 stop because I had to teleport back
Was
to
this
pits.
Alberto White's first race?
What?
It was the first AF1.
Well, he's done AF4 a bunch.
You were
but
flying.
He's from AF4.
Smurf.
Who are you talking about?
Alberto White.
Can I get the thing to work?
What are we looking for, Diego?
Well, it's kind of clear.
Oh.
Demise.
Oh no.
I can't help but notice that that's a British Racing green car.
Would you mind backing that
I
up
think he's
I'm
in
back.
reserve.
on the stream now?
Who's that?
Matty?
Though? Oh.
Wait, who are we on board
I
with?
moved left to avoid Joao coming back onto track.
Oh no.
It was a reactionary move. I didn't mean to slide across like that. I
But
would've-
why were you going so fast
Oh, yeah, of
when James had just said green?
He had said green, so you're allowed to overtake.
Where? Yeah,
Yes,
here
but
I
the-
said green.
but-
Yeah, but you started speeding up before the
Yeah,
Seca car
exactly.
disappeared.
Diego, here you have
He's responding to. I would say he's responding to the concertina. Like it's spreading back out again after the final corner.
Diego,
which
can
is
you
what happened.
reverse after, like, before the final corner?
Oh god.
Yeah, the rolling start in this race was pretty crap. I'm just gonna say that now.
Did I do something?
No.
Yeah, it was awful because everybody late braked into this corner, and then there were several of these big gaps before the green flag came out.
It's concertina. I applied the brake and then went when it was green. Like,
Yeah.
the engine said green. I was still behind them. I was catching up to them. I apologize, sincerely for this incident, but I mean,
Yeah, and go ahead.
all I'm gonna say it was, if you watch it again, I was avoiding Joao because he put a wheel out onto the
Yeah,
tarmac.
but you shouldn't come this fast.
I
into
shouldn't
the
have
break.
made such a move. Yeah.
Go ahead, Diego.
The cockpit view may just show things we can't really see from this view, so maybe you're right.
Who took me out?
Layback.
Okay.
No, I mean, Layback. I'm kind of sorry. I think I hit you. I'm pretty sure I hit you, but.
I don't remember.
Sorry, Joe. I held you up when I was blue flagged.
Yeah,
I was trying to get through Fonseca.
Someone
Yeah, I
was
noticed.
screaming.
I was kind of pissed at the time, but.
And I'm very sorry, Diego,
Yeah,
that I
sorry.
hit you.
Me and Diego being last.
I didn't even see that on the stream.
Actually, it was just
I didn't see it when I went, and I went right past it. Apparently,
Yeah.
the first guys I remember passing were between 3 and 4.
Yeah, 3 and 4 exactly.
I saw Diego and Alex go round, but I thought that was just like an isolated incident. I didn't see the call. I didn't see what the actual cause was.
and I can't rejoin this.
Yeah, it just stranded
Yeah,
there.
correct.
I managed to 360 it.
Yeah. And then
I,
just another comment: if we're gonna call out yellow flags, we need to do like all of them or none of them because it's super irritating.
Yeah. Sometimes
thought
there are
Try to do all of them.
Intermittent.
Helpful.
Yeah, I agree, it's helpful, but when it's just intermittent and you're expecting to hear a yellow flag if there is one, and you come around a corner and there's a guy there and nothing was called out, it's
well,
kind
you
of
can't see
Yeah,
everything.
so, yeah, I can see anything. So, you still have to pay attention yourself. That's not my fault.
It's like a heads up. I think
Yeah.
that's good.
And also, like, I don't want to be like that annoying kind of guy, but I think blue flags are not respected at all. Like, well, not at all, but not enough. Like sometimes you just catch up to someone, and they wait for the moment that you're right under a gearbox to let you pass, and both people lose like a second or two each time. So
blue flags were supposed to be just like normal IndyCar rules, where you don't really have to just jump out of the way for them.
No,
What?
so like it's kind of dangerous, you know, when you have blue flags. Sometimes your braking points like way after the back marker braking point, and then it can cause an accident.
Still the overtaking car's responsibility to drive
So-
safely.
Last
think it's
time I
more
was
like multi-class stuff, right? Because if you're not in a battle, if you're just chilling and you're like way behind and you've got a fast guy coming through, just like move to the side. It costs you nothing.
last
What
time
I
I
do.
was on this track in a league race, I spun on the same turn I spun this race. Yay.
Consistency.
I was P15 in that race by turn 1, P15 in this race by turn 1. This is rigged.
You finished 8th in the end, so good job on that.
Oh, I was last on after turn 2, so
Yeah. No. It was Domingo, I think.
I had 42.
And with that, that will be it for today. Okay, there's a lot more to unpack from that race, and I'm sure we'll unpack that tomorrow in the Stewart stream. So do be sure to join us for that. That starts at 1 PM UTC, as I said. Other than that, that's it for this weekend's racing. Next weekend, we have got, I think there's only a couple of races. AF3 is at Clark in the Philippines for round 7. That's really good. That's really spicing up. Saturday, we have AF2, the season finale of AF2 at Le Mans. Le Mans 2.4 hours. The standings in there super tight in a couple of championships. Currently, we have Rubber on 166 and Lucas Weber on 120 in the LMP2 class. So that's pretty much done and dusted. There's only 4 points. There's 46 points there and only 56 available. In the GT2 Drivers' Championship, Eric Axelsson is on 204 and I'm on 176. But I'm only dropping a couple of points. So that's still a little bit more likely. In the teams, that's much closer. LMP2 is currently separated by 21 points. McLaren on 203, Port Energy on 182. And in GT2, EB Racing has 264 points and Heinz River Racing has 252. So the teams' championships will be where the battles will be come next Saturday. So hopefully Rail Driver will be on hand to stream that for you next Saturday. AF1, as I said, takes a break for a week. So yeah, it's just AF3 at Clark and AF2 at Le Mans next weekend. And yay, no streaming for me means I can finish my uni dissertation. But there we go. That'll be it for today. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you next week. We'll see you tomorrow. I always forget.